Excel today. It is May 27th, 2021, I think. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're all
So,
good.
yeah. Today, this morning, we're going to be doing Power BI buttons. Joe is going to talk all about Power BI buttons today. He's going to take you guys through that. And then also our big giveaway today is going to be, we're going to be giving away a Power BI class. And I'll go through the giveaway process there, actually. Oh, let me hide my screen real quick. I'll be going away through the giveaway process there. You're going to email, we're going to have an email you guys send an email to, and the first person who sends it to us will get to actually join Joe's Power BI class that he'll be teaching right after this show. So if you guys have time available, it's a 2-day class. It's a $1,000 class that we normally sell. So you'll be there with a bunch of other people that are in the class as well from around the world, and they will all be there. So yeah, we look forward to giving that away. Just some quick news notes real quick is yes, the videos are coming. I've had a ton that have been recorded, and I'm just getting them to editors right now. So once they're fully edited and everything like that, we will be launching them right away. I do have to say that I was very impressed with some of the, we have some new instructors that will be doing some of the videos, and I've been very impressed with all of them. So I'm really looking forward to getting those videos up and running for you guys soon, very soon. And then I don't have too much news outside of that. Any news on your end, Joe?
No, I just had a quick question for you.
Yeah.
When are the videos going to be ready? No, I'm just kidding. I know everyone's super excited for that. So yeah,
Yeah.
nothing on my end. Just been doing my training thing and just upskilling people, and it's feeling good. So we're always excited to continue to develop and to grow everyone's skill sets. But with that said, I've been waiting for today for the longest time because I saw a mug the other day. And I'll tell you a little backstory because we have time. I went out with my wife because it was our anniversary. And we went out to this tiki place. And I saw this tiki mug and I needed it. Like I actually needed the mug. Like I wasn't gonna leave the place without the mug. And the guy was like, "Well, it's not for sale." And I'm like, "Okay, well, technology is good." I pulled out my phone, took a picture. It automatically brought me to Amazon, and I purchased it. And now today, for the first time ever, on live YouTube channel, I'm going to show you the coolest mug / tiki cup in the world.
Oh yeah, that's great, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you
Team
don't know,
Jason.
yeah, if you don't know who this is Tiki Jason from the franchise of Friday the 13th. It is one of my favorite horror franchises, and if you don't know it, you should go watch it. You're not going to learn much Excel from Jason, but you will learn the ways of life. All right.
The ways of life.
I was super excited to do that.
All right.
With that said, where's your mug, Ben?
I don't know if I've done this one on the show yet. It's my Cat Ion one. It's the Ion of Positivity Charge and the cutest Ion ever.
I love it. Vacation.
Yeah, vacation. I'll just get to Cerise's question real quick. Will any upcoming videos cover Power Automate? Yes, actually, that is a video that's going to be in production soon. I actually have someone that's doing a Crystal Reports video for us right now. He's a great instructor. If the video is really great, I'm going to have him do the Power Automate class right after that. Actually, it would be Power Apps and Power Automate. So those videos are definitely upcoming, Cerise.
Yeah, making those workflows, Cerise. Super exciting, right?
Yeah.
Automating everything so that we don't have to do it. I
Yeah.
actually did a Power Automate the other day, and we were trying to capture forms, Microsoft Forms, all the data from Microsoft Forms. When someone would fill out the form, we would then automatically send it to a table within Excel, and then we would pull that data set into Power BI. So all the visuals would load as they were filling it out. You know, like, hey, do you want to do more marketing, or do you want to do more revenue or more money allocated to sales team, you know? So it was nice to see those charts automatically go as people were filling out the forms, and I use Power Automate to do that. So it is something that is the hot topic lately for me and for most people, because now we're taking things that we manually do and we're automating them.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's the wave of the future. We were just internally, we're launching Access Planet, and we were just going over using Power Automate to automate somehow the evaluations display and everything like that, and
Oh,
how we can
nice.
toggle
Yeah.
that, and mess around with all the just some toggles that customers like to see and everything like that. So we were just it's to a point where we can just have the sheet get emailed, and then the rest of it is all automated through Power Automate and Power BI, and it creates these great visual presentations.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
technology. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. So let's get right into the
Yep.
technology since you're all here for it. What we'll do is I'm going to just simply demo how to create a button because you don't really need to create a whole data set for this. These buttons are going to uh, really just enhance navigation and little things that you want it to do. So I'll show you little examples of each button. And then, yeah, so let's get into it. I'm gonna
Share
share
your
that.
screen, man. Share your
I'm
screen.
gonna, I'm gonna share that screen.
All right. There we
And let me
go.
know when it's shared.
Yeah, it's shared. And
Awesome. So I just pulled up a very simple example. And if one of you win my Power BI class, most likely you'll be doing this example too with me. So I have here Joe's amazing, cool, great, awesome dashboard because there was no better name for it. And we have just gross pay by year. We have the department. We have a gauge here. We have a little bit of a clustered bar graph. And what we wanted to do was add a slicer so that once we click on the slicer, all the information pertaining to each department will automatically sync up. Really cool. We created a couple of pages here, like page 2. And here we go. We have, once again, a tachometer, it's called. This is a 5-range tachometer, which means you can put 5 different colors on here and do different ranges. We have, of course, Ben's favorite from last time, the aquarium, which just simply has this cute little fun visual. We have another type of slicer. This is called the Chica slicer. This is really cool because you can customize the slicer, which normally the one that they provide you right here isn't so customizable like this one. It's not that customizable. Like you can't move these around, and I don't like that. I like to really make it pretty. So using the tachometer, the Chicolet slicer is really amazing. And then on page 3, what I did was a couple of data cards. I did individual data cards. I have done multi-row data cards and then created a couple slicers so that we can see all of our data change before our very eyes. So why would we want buttons now though? Well, the reason why is because when I publish this report, what's going to end up happening is not a lot of people know how to interact with the report once it's live and it's public. So, what we want to do is we want to be able to put these buttons on there so that we further make it easy for the end user experience so that they could just click a button, they could go to the next report, they could go to the previous report, they could go to any report. I don't care what report they want. So, that's what we're here today for. And I know hopefully the one who shouted that out a couple weeks ago, right, Ben? For the buttons is here today because we're doing this just for you and for everyone else to kind of tag along and see these buttons. So the first thing that I want to do here is I kind of want to make a navigation. What I'm thinking is I'm probably going to do like I don't know, I'll probably do like a next page here and then maybe a previous page. But since this is the first page, I won't put it on here. So for this page, I'll do next page. And then we can do, or you know what? Why not have some fun with this? I'm going to do a home button. I will then do a page 2 and a page 3. And then I'm also going to link our website right here. And if you click the button, it goes straight to the website. Won't that be cool? You can do that too with buttons. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking here we'll do the home. And I like to do this. I like to kind of map it out. And you can do the same thing on a piece of paper, like I'm doing, annotating it. We'll do page 1 here. I'll call it, or page 2. I'll do P2. Here I'll do P3. And then here I will do the Learnit website. And also, I might make a button for questions. So if somebody has a question, they'll have a way to ask questions about this data and get those answers. So I'll do a Q&A as well. So that's what we're going to look at today is creating those 5 buttons, and we'll see how it works. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, before I even get into creating the buttons, I'm going to actually utilize in this situation what's known as bookmarks. Now, bookmarks are very similar to, well, a bookmark in a book, right? You are at a certain page in the book, you put the bookmark in, you close the book up, and you put it away for later. So when you pick that book back up, you are right back to where you left off. Same thing here with a bookmark, which can be found in the View tab. In our View tab, we see here something called bookmarks in our show panes command group there. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on bookmarks, and it's going to open up the bookmarks pane. Now, the bookmarks pane will capture what you want it to capture. And what I mean by that is, if I do have a slicer on right now, it will actually capture that slicer. And I could call that bookmark research. And then I can do development. And then I could do staff. And then I could do sales. So instead of using this slicer here, they can really just start to use those buttons to filter out that data. Now, we're not doing that today, but just keep that in mind that if I did turn on research and I created a bookmark, it would actually take like a snapshot right here of this data. See, I don't want that to happen though, because this is supposed to just be a page navigation. So it's important that we clear all of the slicers. We then click add for bookmarks. And now I've added a bookmark 1, and I took a snapshot of this page right here. Now, what I'll do with this page is I would click the ellipses. And the reason why this is important is because, as I was just saying, if you take a snapshot of a filter, it can actually start to filter the rest of your data, and you don't want that to happen. So we're going to not apply filters. So you'll see I'm hovering over data, apply filters, drills, and sort state. Nope, don't want that. I'm also going to click the ellipses, and for the display, apply visual display state. Nope. I just simply want the current page to be check marked on. I want all the visuals on the page, or you can even choose what visuals you want. Maybe I only want the gauge and the clustered, but not the line. You can do that too, but I want all the visuals, and I just want what the current page looks like. Okay. If you do not do this, you will see that your buttons are going to do funky things. You'll click the next button and the filters will go all crazy, and you're like, what just happened? It's because you did not turn these two options off. So be sure you do that when you're creating these bookmarks if you're doing it for page navigation. If you're doing it for another scenario, well, then of course you might want to utilize those options. So for this one though, I'm just going to delete it because I just wanted to show you how to add a bookmark. Because this is our first page, we do not need a bookmark for our first page because that's the default page. But you know what? Actually, we could do that because then we can use it for the previous page. So we'll add a bookmark, and I'll just simply call this page 1. Remember to deselect data and display, and I'll rename it because it's nice to rename these things. I'll call this page 1. Now I'm going to switch over to page 2. Make sure I do not have any filters on or off. Let me see here. Know your data, right? It looks like I have all my data there. So I'm going to add another bookmark. Once again, data off, display off, and rename. And I'm going to call this one page 2. And let's do one more here for page 3. I'm going to call this one, well, page 3, right? So once again, data off, display off, rename, and we'll call that page 3. Okay, so now we have our 3 pages here, which is perfect for our bookmarks. We can close this out. We're going to get to bookmarks a little later. Now I can go back to page 1, and we can start building up some of those buttons. Now for today, I'm going to click on the Insert tab. I'm going to go over to the Elements command group, and I'm going to click on Buttons. And once I give that a click, I can then see there's a couple of default or pre-existing buttons that Microsoft created, like left arrow, right arrow, reset, back, information, help, Q&A, bookmark, and blank. Now you could use the left arrow, the right arrow. It's totally up to you. I think that's a great idea. You could use, if you were using a button that will filter out data, you can also reset it to the original data, right, without the button. So that's pretty cool too. You can use back, you can use information, anything you want. But typically, I like to use a blank button because this one's the most customizable and I can really start to edit the way this button looks and acts. So now that I have this button, you'll see it right here. It's going to have this format button pane right here. And there's a couple things we can do with this button. Whether we want to go into the general and change the positioning or the width or height of this button, we can also go into the button title. A lot of people ask me, Joe, what's the difference between the title and the button title? Well, the button title is the title of the button itself. It usually appears in the middle right here. The title will appear above the button. So for instance, if I turn on the title right now and I type in hello, it's going to be above the button. And there it is. See that line separating it? And I don't want that. I don't like the way it looks. Maybe you do, but I just personally don't like it. I like the title button right here, or the button title, because when you type in hello or whatever you want, it goes in the middle. And now it's the actual button itself. So I think that's a nicer way of doing it. But of course, you could do anything you like. So for this one, I'm going to call this button next. Or you know what? Let's do page 2. We can change the font color of the button. We're going for some kind of blue theme here, so maybe you want it to be blue. We'll make it a little bigger. There we go. Maybe 14. That looks good for me. We can also, after that, go into icon. We can change the icon. Maybe we want to add a left arrow, a right arrow, a back, whatever we want here. But I like it. I think it looks good being blank. But if I was to do a left arrow, it would just add the left arrow. That's all. Or right arrow. But I'll keep it blank. Now for the next thing we'll do here is the outline of the button. We can change the color of it. So maybe I want it to be blue as well. And then we can fill the color of the button. And we can also add an image to the button. Isn't that cool? Like we could do an image of something, but I'm not going to do that. We'll do fill. And I'm going to do an even lighter blue. Ooh, that looks nice. I love it. As you can tell through all of these episodes of Excel today, I love my buttons. And I love my color blue. Okay, so all of this other stuff you can take a look at your own time, like background, locking aspects, borders, shadowing. But the one that you really need to talk about is this one right here, the action button, because we need to know what does the action for this button do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the on, click the little caret, and now we'll have a couple of different types. See, we have back, which will bring it back to a page that you've been to. It will do bookmark, which, well, we just created those bookmarks, right? So we'll take a look at that. It can do a drill down or a drill through into data. Page navigation, that's another important one, right? Q&A, we'll talk about that, and the web URL. Now, you might be saying, why not just use page navigation, right? And then you can just do the navigation of page 2. You could have done that, but I thought, why not show you bookmarks while we're at it? Because bookmarks allow you to be a little more specific about what you want to see. So for instance, I can do page 2, but automatically start it off with filters already on as a default. With the navigation, I can't do that. So that's why I'm utilizing bookmarks. So I'm going to click on bookmark. I'm going to choose the bookmark, which is page 2, because that's where I want it to go. And then the last thing you can do is put a tooltip on there, just stating what does this do. When they hover over it, it'll say it brings you to the next page. So I'll say that, bring you to next page, or bring you to page 2. I'm sorry, I'm specific. Okay, so I think this looks good. Let's see if it works. Actually, first off, let's move it right there, the way we planned it. So now when I hover over, bring you to page, yeah, bring you to page 2. Yeah, brings you to page 2. And then when I want to click on it, you're going to see that it's going to do the format buttons again. And you're like, wait, Joe, my button's not working. It is working. It's just you're the owner of that button, right? So in the web service, when somebody clicks on it, it automatically will bring you to it. But since we're in like this creative mode right now, it's saying, well, do you want to select the button to edit, or do you want to actually use it? If you actually want to use this button, you're going to have to hold down the control key and then click it. And when you do that, it will then work. And look, boom, brought me to page 2. Pretty cool. So let's do another one. Now we're going to create another button. Just once again, I will do another blank. And let's turn on that button title. And this one I'll call page 3. Change that font color. Love that font color. And we went 14. Now, of course, you can do some like formatting on this, like Format Painter, but I'm just going through it again so you can get an idea. Or if you're joining late, you will now get to see this again. Once again, I'm going to do an outline. Outline color is going to be the same color blue. We are going to do a fill color. And I filled it with this lighter blue. Ooh, that looks good already. And now the action, I'm going to turn on the action. We're doing a bookmark action, page 3, and the tooltip will be brings you to page 3. I'm going to now click and drag this over here. It's looking good. Okay, so now we have page 2. If I click on it with the control key, because we're in that editing mode, it brings me to page 2. Now, wouldn't it be nice if I could click on a back button? Well, yeah, so I'm going to actually make a back button just like that. And I'm just going to do a quick one where the action brings me back to where I just was. But I'm going to do a bookmark since I already have it, because I always want the back to go back to page 1. And of course, I'm going to do a button title so people know that it goes back to page 1. I'll call it back to home. If it looks like this, where it's like a little under that icon, just simply click and drag it to make it a little bigger. There we go. That looks good, just like that. And I'm going to move this somewhere that looks better than that. We have a lot of white space. That's okay. So now when I click on this, boom, back to home. So when I click on page 2, brings me here, brings me back to home, brings me here. All right. Perfect. So I'm feeling good about this. I'm going to copy it. We're going to paste it. I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to put it on page 3 as well, because I need a back on this one as well. So you can do all that copy and pasting stuff and then go and edit it whenever you want. Okay, so now we have a couple of great navigation buttons here. So if I go to page 3, boom, brings me there. If I want to go back, boom, brings me back home. Good, we're good to go. Now what I want to do is I also want to bring a home button in, or a home website, something like that. I might call it home site, because why not? I'm making it up on the fly. But we'll go like this. We'll do button, blank again. And I'm going to do all the same stuff because I want it to look really pretty. So once again, you could just go in here, copy it, and then change it around. You're more than welcome to do that. And let me just show you that actually. And if you want to delete a button, just click on the button, make sure it's selected, and press delete on your keyboard. I'm going to select page 2. I know it's selected because of the brackets. I'm going to use Control-C, copy, Control-V, paste. But this time, this button is going to, I'm just going to go to the button title and change it to home site. Boom. I'm going to go down to the action, of course, and change it to a URL. And you're going to put the URL. And then I will say, brings you to our website. Now I have to go get that URL. So I'm going to click, go get the URL. You're going to see a little bit of inception there for a second. And I am going to do www.learnit.com. Copy that URL. I could have just wrote it out, I know, but I decided not to. And then we're going to go back, put that URL in, and let's see if it works. So when I click on this, what's it do? Brings you to your home site. I use my control, and look at that. You see at the bottom, it's going to bring me straight there. See that? And if you exit out, it would do that again, right? So let me show you again. Boom. How cool is that? So now we've made navigation buttons for our Power BI. We've now made external links for our Power BI. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create something called a Q&A. And this one's already built into the system. So you'll notice over here, we do have something called Q&A. And what this typically does is it allows you to ask questions about your data. So if I did a Q&A, it would prepare it, and you can ask questions like, or try a couple of these to get started. Count bends. And I don't mean Ben as in Ben, who's with me on the show right now. I mean like count benefits. Maximum hourly rate. Let's ask about that and see what we get. And it will tell us, 24 max. Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you so much, because it knows it's asking questions about our data. Now, what I want to do is I want to create a button that does that too. So you can go to buttons, Q&A. And this is what it looks like, just a little button here. Same thing, add the button title, ask questions here, I might call it. And then with our last minute left, timer is on. You'll see that it is Q&A right here. I'm going to make this button a little bigger here. Boom. I think it looks great. Maybe I should have changed the colors. You can change all the colors on it too, just like we've been doing. And when you click on it, boom, boom, pops up a huge thing this time. So it's a little different from when you click the visual. The button makes it more, I guess, noticeable or focused in on, right? And now I can ask questions like, show the maximum number. Oh, 94. Okay, gotcha. And there we go. We can answer our data. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed that. That was our quick little button tutorial. There's a couple more things you can do with buttons, nothing too crazy, but these buttons, as you can see, can really help you out in navigating, asking questions, and not only that, but doing external links to bring you somewhere else to get more data. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. That actually worked out perfectly.
That was perfectly timed. Like, I think we just have enough time for the giveaway.
I know. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I did that. I did that all planned. No.
All planned. All right. Well, if you guys want to learn more about Power BI, Joe is actually teaching a 2-day Power BI class starting at 9 a.m. Pacific time, so in about 30 minutes. So if you guys want to attend that class, we're going to give away to one person. I'm going to drop an email address into the chat, and the first person to email Excel today in the subject and the body of so you got to do it twice. First person to do that will get, we will send you the login information to join the class. Please use an email that you check regularly, because we're just going to email it directly to the email that you sent to us. So I'm going to drop that email address here in just a second here. And again, the first person who emails Excel today in the subject and also in the body of the email will get joined to the class, and I will just send you the joining instructions directly. It'll be your own login and everything like that. And Joe will be teaching you Power BI for the next 2 days. So if you have the time and you want to see what it's like, come check it out. Again, this is a class that we normally sell for about $1,000. So it's a tremendous value to everyone. And here's that email address. Just dropping it now. So yeah, first person that emails cx@learnit.com, they will get into the class. And then just some wrapping up for today. Obviously, please like and subscribe so we can bring more videos like this to you guys each week. It really helps out a lot. Like I know you probably see tons of people say it in videos. There's a reason it helps out a ton for us. So smash that like button, and let all your friends know that you can learn a bunch of Excel tips and Power BI tips and VBA tips, all sorts of tips and tricks, and what we do here. And then also next week we will have Carly on to talk about Offsite. I know we talk about Offsite a lot, our online community where you can ask instructors questions, and there's a whole bunch of other people there that are interacting daily on Offsite. And there's the special events that we have on Friday. If you want to get into the Zoom rooms for those, you need to join Offsite for that. But we're going to have Carly on next week to talk all things Offsite, and she's going to take you guys through a tour of it and everything that it has to offer. Because I know we mentioned a lot, but we never gone in depth of what it actually is. Yeah, and I think that's it. And then we're working on a few more shows, a few more guests. I think we have Conrad coming up soon. He's going to be talking about organizational justice.
Oh
just so
yeah.
you guys have an idea. But, like we try to expand just beyond office application stuff. We try to get to everything that, affects you guys in the workplace and everything like that. Also, again, any suggestions for videos or anything like that, we're beginning to crank them out. We have 5 people currently recording videos right now. So if there's any other topics that you guys want us to cover or anything that you want us to like maybe move up on our queue, if you mention some of that stuff, just drop it in the comments. And again, we'll probably make those videos faster. We make everything by demand. And then, any ideas you guys have for shows as well, not that we've run out of ideas, but any like other topics or
Like today.
features. Yeah, like
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Last time this show came up because someone mentioned they wanted us to cover Power BI buttons in the chat, and here we are. So
Yeah.
anything like that you guys want us to cover, we will definitely. If it's not Joe teaching it, we'll get somebody else here to talk about it. How it's useful for all you guys, and then to demo some of the stuff. Um, and that
Awesome.
I think is it for today. We're almost right on time, a minute over, but we started a couple minutes late, so
Yeah, that's all right.
not too bad. Giving you
Yeah.
guys some bonus. And then, yeah. And of course, we'll probably try to have Chelsea back on soon as well.
Oh
She's
yeah.
always a great guest.
Chelsea's our guest. Oh yeah. And if you didn't see it, I battled Chelsea last week in VBA. So go check out that video too, because that was fun.
Yeah, I
Um,
won't do any spoilers here if you guys haven't seen it yet.
yeah. We won't spoil it. And Lori asked, what's I think most used DAX expression? That's a really good one. For me, what I use a lot is calculated. The reason why is because I can really customize the filters, and then I can add like multipliers to do projected cost, things like that. My projected yearlies, my projected hours. So yeah, I usually utilize calculated. Another one I guess I use a lot is pulling in data, like creating tables, and I'll build them out using like year function or quarter or date. Using the calendar, DAX expressions are fun as well. But yeah, utilizing like a couple of familiar ones like the if, right? If DAX expression is very similar to the if function. But the biggest one that is like one that I use constantly would be calculated. Great question, Lori.
All right. Are there any other questions? I mean, we have a couple spare minutes here before Joe has to go teach. Anything else? If not, okay, I'll wait a few seconds because I know there's a little bit of a delay on the live stream um, when we ask if there's any questions. Um, Can you do something on Power Automate? James, yes, we will definitely be getting Power Automate video up for sure. That's definitely on our list of our production list. I have someone in mind to finish recording that. I just wanted to do a quality check on his Crystal Reports video. I will try to get him to come on the show though to demonstrate some Power Automate stuff. He's a great guy. I've talked to him quite a few times lately, so I would definitely see if we can get him on as a guest if he has a Thursday free. He's pretty high in demand as far as teaching goes, so he might not have Thursdays free, but I will definitely try to get him on the show as soon as possible. And if not him, we could probably get Josh to come on and talk about that if I'm not mistaken, right? Joe, try to see if Josh
Oh
would.
yeah. Josh is great with
Yeah,
Power
Josh.
Automate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Power Automate. So yeah, we have a few options that we could bring on to talk about Power Automate. We will definitely try to make that happen as soon as possible. Thank you for that one. Let's see, Power Query in Excel. Yes, Quasi, this is another video that will definitely be happening and something that will definitely be covered. I don't remember which class it is. Is Excel Power Pivot or Excel Power Users that covers the Power Query function, Joe?
Really, I think it is. We start to get into that with Power Pivot. Yeah, being able to create relationships, being able to pull data in, but mostly the Power Query that you can learn a lot of stuff in is going to be this class that I'm teaching today and tomorrow. Because in order to visualize these data sets in Power BI, what you need to do is you need to pull in the data into the Power Query so you can extract it, transform it, and then load it back into Power BI. So yeah, great.
So yeah, if you, you guys smash that email over, you might learn it today or tomorrow live with Joe, with a bunch of other students as well. And then another question or another suggestion: Power Apps and Power BI. Yeah, definitely. We do have the Power Apps. That's another video that we're definitely making right now. It'll probably about be 2 to 4 hours, right in between that range. So we'll definitely cover that fully in depth, and that will be coming up on our channel soon. That is one that is definitely high up on our production list. Yeah, all the Power Apps, Power Automate, update to our Power BI videos. We're going to be updating anything that's like more than a couple years old as far as when we produce the videos are going to be getting updates as well. So, and then Tableau and all that, all the data visualization tools will be making videos on sooner rather than later for sure. Let's see. Is there anything else question wise or suggestion wise you guys have? Just want to thank everyone for all your great comments in here. It really does mean a lot to us. And yeah, we're running up on time. Sorry, Joe. I know you got to go teach.
No, it's okay. I got a Power BI class, but yeah, no, honestly, yeah, Ben's right. Thank you all for the support. It's great to like take our knowledge and give it to you, because that's really what it is. Don't ever think you can't do something or you won't get to that level, because it really is just taking the knowledge you have and then just, upskilling and transferring to you. And that's what makes this, worth it in the end, right? So
Yeah, we're here to get you guys the skills to move forward in the office. If there's anything that you think maybe we're missing, because maybe like you guys have a different, every geography has different office needs. So if there's anything that you think we should cover, again, just mention it and we will cover it one way or another. We're here to reskill you guys and upskill you guys so that you can move forward with your guys' career and make more money in the end of the day. So that I think should do it. Oh yeah, one more thing. We are coming up on 200,000 subscribers. I want to thank everyone again for who has subscribed. It does mean a ton to us, and we will have a special event for that. I've kind of have some preliminary plans on it. We're probably going to hit it in a couple weeks here, probably in about 2 weeks. So we'll have a little special event for that as well, just as a thank you to you guys. We're going to bring in actually quite a few people. Preliminary plan right now is to bring in a kind of a round table to answer any type of question you guys have. All right. I think that is it for now, Joe. I said that multiple times and we keep going, but
yeah, I'll see you all. I'll see somebody, maybe one of you in my Power BI class, but thank you all so much. We'll see you next week, and stay safe, stay healthy.